Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much. We are going to first look at the notifications just for a moment here and thank a few people. Thank you, Carolyn. And I'll see if I can put this on the screen for you so you can see as well. Other good news is TikTok right now is experimenting with where you can have 60-minute broadcast. They've never done that before. They briefly tried 30 minutes, and that didn't last very long. So it looks like they're trying to branch out and be more of a competition against YouTube. And there's a lot of competition. And the other thing that I've heard too is there's going to be a branch of TikTok very soon that is based only in the states that will service Canada and they're saying certain parts of Mexico and certain parts of the states, and it's going to be called Notebook. So we'll see. I think this is because they're so worried about being shut down, and I'm excited about the 60-minute broadcast because these morning shows that we do, we can easily make them fit within TikTok. And TikTok right now, Argentina is one of the biggest audiences I have right now, which is so funny. You can tell. I can show you some of the numbers. They're wild because you never know where your audience is from, and you can tell by the comments. But of the people that leave comments, that might be what 3% total. We also have a lot of music that we would love to show you and play for you today. I've also promised that I will give kind of a demonstration of how to use Udio, which can be a little bit frustrating. So be patient with yourself if you are working with Udio right now. Okay, so let's look at local video. And we will start off with something that was made yesterday. This is called Funky Techno Groove. And here you go. This will be our first track today. All generated from either Studio or the newest one is, yeah, I'll tell you more about it later because I haven't really dived deep into it yet and I don't know if it's worth your time. But I'll see if I can generate something this weekend from that new platform. And we're going to see new platforms coming up all the time now because of the mad interest that is in everything that is digital creation and AI music. Hopefully you enjoy this cut.
Sensitive souls
All right, that was exactly 3 minutes. And you'll find when you're making the AI music that each sequence or each building block is a certain amount of time. If you work with Suno, they're blocks of 2 minutes. If you work with Udio, they are blocks of 30 seconds. So you have to be very careful when you're putting the lyrics in that you're not over putting the amount of lyrics that can be put in, because what ends up happening is it's this race of trying to get as many lyrics in as possible. Just make sure that it's what you think would comfortably go in 30 seconds if it's audio. 2 minutes is easy. It really is. But you don't get the, I think the creativity part of audio and the instrumentation of the guitars and the horns is far superior than Suno. But Suno has, I would say, more of a current, poppy, infectious vibe, which people like. And from the things that are posted, they're getting roughly the same amount of traction. So there's a certain amount of the audience that enjoy the music. I'm also trying desperately to try different forms of music, even music I'm not necessarily comfortable with. We've been experimenting recently with the merging of two types of music, which is funk and techno, and they have been, I would say, somewhat successful. The most successful music that I have posted, though, so far has been more R&B and I would say traditional to smooth jazz. And I think part of it is that is the demographic of who watches me. It's older people, right? Okay, so I always promise that I'm going to read these off, and thank you so much for listing them here. We have Carolyn, thank you for the multiple posts here. Redham, thank you. Ian, thank you. And as you can see on the board here, thank you, Marcel, for what you do. I have noticed since I've been posting stuff about AI music, which is really machine learning indirectly, I'm getting more and more traction on these tech lists. And I think it's all generated through the amount of traction you get, or I don't know what works because they are using some form of a bot, and I will never use bots. But what it does is I think it takes the top 30 or 50 contributions of a certain hashtag and then it ends up on a shout out. I when I make a shout out, I honestly make it on the spot. I make it, not it's not self-generated. And I'm not against that. I get it. There's only so much time. I think you can also flood it. Thank you, Nino. I see you there. Thank you. Thank you so much. You have a fantastic weekend as well, sir. Jimmy Starr. He's someone that I've known for, I would say, 10 years. And he's a celebrity interviewer, producer, actor, writer, collector. And you can find him at the Jimmy Starr Show. So let's see here. Who else do we have? Ursula. Ursula is another person I probably met on Facebook 10 years ago, but now is on X. Antonio. I don't know Antonio. So let's look up Antonio here. Okay, so he is, it looks like he's tech, innovation, calls himself the innovation evangelist, future work expert. Yeah. So he has a mere 76,000 followers. Holy mackerel, that's a lot. Who else do we have here that maybe I don't know? I don't know Diane Chiesa. I hope I said that correctly. I think I did. Happy Friday to you as well. So that was yesterday. Donika, thank you. Follow back, please. Interesting. Now, is that directed to me or is that directed to everyone she's been following? I'm 99% sure I'm following her. So, but I will double check. Sometimes what's happening is X, since the format is constantly being changed and rewired and rerouted, you sometimes lose your followers. And there was a huge drop. I know that they were trying to get rid of the bots, but when X first came in, there was about 5,000 instantly followers that I lost on my main account. And then I've just slowly been getting more back. Here's Blaine. I know Blaine from Haps, and he's excellent. I believe he's a school teacher. Rose, thank you, Horowitz. And her big hashtag is woman to follow. And who else do we have here? Let's see. Just go back a couple days because I haven't done it. Julian Haynes, who I've known forever, which is at the hashtag of which husband. This is kind of cool. That's strange. All right, thank you. Friday feeling. What else do we have? This is we got a lot of repeats here. Oh, here's a person I have not seen in a long time. Pat Grant 7777, and they kind of fell off the map, but they're back again. Good to see you there. Fantastic Friday. They posted patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. That's good. I like that one. All right. Who else do we have here before we go? We made it through another week. Thank you, Lord. And that was from Danica, I believe. And here's another person I don't know. Here's Nina. And Nina is an author of fiction, spy thrillers, prophecies, and ancient coded messages are my passion. Well, sounds like some of the things I'm into. That almost sounds like Ancient Aliens to me. Okay, we're back where we were a couple days ago because I recognize that. So let's play another song. This one, why don't we play something that is Udio and see how that works? Okay, let's get the brain to go here. All right. Here's a good one. And this is called Intuitive Horizons. And if you notice, it says extension 1.2.1.2.1.2. So when you're making the generations, each generation gets a brand new code. And then I guess they can later find that. I don't know how they're going to do it when they have as many people as they do. And there's times when it's almost impossible to create anything because the server must be melting from the amount of people that are on it. It is free right now for anybody who wants to try it because it's in beta. I suggest getting on it, make as much as you can, learn. Once you start paying for the tracks, you pay so much per month. Suno is, I believe, American. $8 is the basic package every year for the month, and that's discounted if you pay for the whole year, which is insane value considering that you can then monetize that music on your own channels. So, what do you mean by that? Okay, YouTube, you can put it on there. You can make yourself, if you have enough music, your own lo-fi station, which means that you could also get ad placement through it if it got big enough. The other thing you got to remember too is if you're building something like that, it's always takes the golden number is 5 if you're lucky to 7 years to get traction. And some of the biggest contributions or people that are, I would say, of the highest influence, you know, if you look at Joe Rogan, okay, the first 5 years he was getting 200 people watching him. That was it. He is into year 20 now. And he was in podcasting before podcasting was a thing. It was considered super fringe, where right now the average person listens to podcasts on every kind of subject that you can possibly imagine. I personally enjoy football ones. Okay, so let's do Intuitive Horizons. Tell me what you think. And tell me if you can tell the difference the styling, the way it makes you feel with each of these AI music generators. I personally enjoy the interpretations that are made by the music generator of Udio. Tell me what you think.
I feel crises, I'll meet them once, drifting on breezy song. Even beginning no one comes, difference are you read from. See these wings and I have had grace is stronger. Brass is soaring, strings wrap around in the symphony of life we're found. Close your eyes, just feel the vibe. Surrender to the mystic tribe. Let your feet tap to the sound. This universal stage where we're unbound. Tune that whispers softly, guide you along, calls you to awaken where you truly belong. In a cosmic dance where the heart can grow, with each beat and bar, let your spirit flow. Melodies on a higher plane, in every note connections gain. Swaying to the wisdom deep within our reach. Harmony is calling, it's the soul's own speech. Friends like notes and music, in sync we find our peace. Spirit guides our jamming, life's an endless feast. Many roads we choose. I feel like I live a life rich with spiritual connection. There really is no arriving in this matrix called life. Pure satisfaction is within reach. If you believe in the intuitive messages from your spiritual guides. You are a very sensitive person who knows the value of friendship. Friends require daily maintenance to flourish. Countless angels float above you, watching your every move. The universe is directing you. Every waking moment, everything is as it should be. Trust your body to tell what is going on around you.
All right, that was not a bad ending. You're going to find with Udio, they have not perfected certain words. So I have noticed that clarity is a word that the generator has a rough time saying. So it's nothing that you're doing. Don't get frustrated, and just know that this is in the infancy of this, and in a year it will be so close, even with the headphones. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell if it's real or not real. I made enough of them now. I can even tell you what platform it's being generated off of. The other day I was listening to something and they were pretending that it was real, and I'm listening to it and going, No, this is Suno. And I could just tell by the harmonization of the background vocals that it wasn't. It was funny. But it helps. People will then click on, it's clickbait, right? They think it's some artist. Some of the vocals are very similar. We've got dogs just going crazy out there right now. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. So, one of the cuts that we made yesterday, it looks like it did fairly well. It's called Shadows of Agony, which is also, I think that's Udio. Yeah, that's Udio, that one there. So, I have on my tweet deck where I do a search on Suno AI, Suno Music, and AI Music. And then sometimes I can find other contributors. And then when you watch what they're doing and some of their prompts that they use, it might save you a lot of painful steps by just simply watching, learning, and duplicating some of the skills, right? I highly suggest, though, if you can learn Udio, it will be a richer experience. Suno is great if you just want something for work and you want it quickly and you want something, say, that is like a commercial type of thing. Hi, Tony. Good to see you there. Checking in from the Cracker Barrel. Okay. Is that a restaurant? What is that? Or are you just being funny? A lot going on in football right now, Tony. We should get together soon and do something. We keep saying that, but is Sunday still going to be blocked once in a while that we can all get together and just talk about? We haven't even talked about the draft. I'm more confused than ever on what teams are going to do well. It looks like some teams are better, but we won't know until we see them. And we underestimate how valuable coaching is. And that was probably, as much as Patrick Mahomes is, the world's greatest quarterback, they also have Andy Reid and his staff, who are absolutely mind blowing coaches. I say next level. Messaged you yesterday. It's a restaurant. Oh, okay. And what do they serve there? Is that like a breakfast? The other thing is, Tony, I noticed that you did a Chris One. I think that's what the artist's name. Um, he's not Canadian, is he? Yeah, draft coverage needs to be cut. Yeah, we should. We should. Buffalo is absolutely killed her. I think Buffalo's in trouble, to be honest. The Buffalo Bills, for those who don't know who we're talking about. Country style breakfast. Okay. What does something like that cost in the States? The other team that I think didn't fare well after the first few steps, from what I've seen, is Miami. They lost a lot. The Ravens lost a lot. OBJ, I noticed, is now with Miami as a third string quarterback. No, I'm only kidding. Wide receiver. He probably could be quarterback. He is multi-talented. I have seen him throw the ball. He's pretty good. On every team, there's a couple guys that can also kick field goals, just in case people get hurt, that are normal players. And in football history, we've seen where guys have made 30, 40-yard kicks, no problem. Sometimes running backs. Pricing isn't too bad. Udio is free, by the way, right now. And it's from the developers of Google, that where I make this music. And a lot of it you can do really entailed soul stuff. You could also do rap if you wanted to, Tony. Yeah. Oh, man. That, you and I think that's a great move. But I don't think a lot of the analysts thought that was smart, because what it does is divides. I would say the first time Kirk Cousins has an issue and isn't playing well, they're going to be screaming from the stands. Right? Get him off. He's old. They paid him 100 million guaranteed. 100 million guaranteed. And this is a guy that's just coming off of injury. So he's got some big shoes to fill. Well, here's the thing, right? There is no guarantee that Aaron Rodgers is going to do great this year. And there's a lot of pressure on him. I think he's better equipped, though, to handle it. All right, I'm going to play a tune, get myself a coffee. And let's see here what we got. Let's do this one here. This one's a different version. This is so funny. Let's try this one here. All right, enjoy.
You're lost in this cosmic realm, a free-flowing matrix, where minds awaken to the gifts of meditation. Let the truth guide your focus. No need for vexation. Let the pressure shape you like a diamond. You be magnificent. May you shine as bright as the stars that shine GB. We're all divine perfection, a harmonious notion. Let love and healing permeate, a constant devotion. In the deepest silence, find your true potential. Set it free. The world may seem unglued, chaos reigning in its stride, but don't let it sway you. Don't run and hide. Embrace the deepest feelings that dwell inside. Within your intuition, wisdom resides. Let it be your guide. Wisdom resides. Let it be your guide. You'll be magnificent. Wisdom presence, feelings that dwell inside. Within your intuition, wisdom.
We are back. There is a longer version of that, and I think it's about 5 minutes. That was the first, I would say, makings of it. I think that was the first step, and then each step is saved. You know what I should do? I should show you guys Suno, and then I can get a coffee, and I don't have to worry. Because Suno will play one cut after another, and it should be okay. Let's see here. I can show you the board, and all right, let's go to the live and check activities. We run Linux, by the way, and Linux is fun. It's a bit of a learning curve, but it doesn't require a lot to run it in resources, which is great. Okay, so I've got Facebook here. Let's click this. I want to show you one other thing that you can do. So let's say you're on Facebook and you're running live. One of the steps that you have to do is you have to go to your profile, and there's 3 buttons in the corner here. Got to click that, and you'll see Edit Audience. And then it'll be on friends, which means only friends will be able to respond. So I'm going to click it on public, and then if someone wants to leave a comment now or later, I'll be able to see it, which is great. And you're really limiting yourself if you don't let the whole audience leave comments. And most people are good. You're going to get an occasional troll, but It's not going to be that bad. Good morning to Randy W. Horton. And I see Alex here as well. I see Gary. I see Linda. Who else? Walt. Thank you, Walt. And Walt liked the music that was made with Suno and Udio. Marla, thank you. Who else is here? Vanita was here. Thank you. Joy was here. And Trudy. Oh, and Beth Hoover. And Beth Hoover is someone I've known since HAPS. We got Glit here. We got Randy, again, a different Randy female. Jay Richards was here. And Marie. And Susan Grimes, who I think is an author. Okay, so let's go back to live. And I'm going to see if I can find Suno here. And I can show you the main board of Suno. Okay, here you go. We can share that. There. All right, I'm going to try to move this over here. I'll just make life easier. All right. So I'm going to click this, and you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, that'll work. It's not perfect, but you get the gist of it. And we are right now on vertical. And vertical is best if you are trying to do stuff that is going to be able to be on the phones. And you're going to see the future of vertical more and more. Landscape is great if you're doing instructional videos. But the future, unfortunately, is vertical, which means you have a lot less landscape to work with and you have to get creative with what you do in that landscape. So if you can see here, they have certain cuts that they promote, and I think some of them are engineers that work for Suno. We'll go to my profile here. If you can see here, you just press create, and you can make any song that you want through a description. I highly recommend they'll go to custom mode and click this button, and then you can put different lyrics in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take something I made yesterday on Udio and move the lyrics over. So let's go to Udio. And we got a whole bunch of windows on right now. And that's a great thing with Linux. Linux can handle it. So you're not going to crash. All right, so when you sign into Udio, you have to sign in through Google. All right. So I'm going to grab, let's see here. Why don't we go with this? Yeah, this is great. So we'll hit this one. And I don't think I've done anything with this except for Udio. And I believe most of the lyrics I wrote yesterday. So imagine you had all these lyrics and you wanted structure to them. You can also hit generate lyrics. So it'll take what you did and it'll just clean it up. And it'll put it in such a manner where it'll be able to be read better. If you're confident in the way that you've structured your song, stay with that. I also suggest making several versions. Try one with the lyrics that you made. Try one with the ones that are generated and see if the AI handles it better. So if you look here, it says style of music. You click on that and then you put in prompts. So I'm going to put techno funk and then just put a hashtag or put a comma, and then I'm going to put real drums. Okay, and then I'm going to put, I wouldn't put real horns on here because it's horrible, but I'm going to put jazz. Did I just say that? That's funny. Jazz guitars. And then I highly recommend this prompt. Put high quality, and this works, vocals. All right. And then put the style that you want. So why don't we do, I don't know, let's put 80s. put 80s rock, just to switch it up. Rock. Now, you can also bridge things like techno and hip hop. Don't bridge too much, it'll just be a mess. But you can do up to 3 styles. So I'm going to do this just for chucks and giggles. Let's put hip hop at the beginning. And then we'll generate something together, and you will be able to see what ends up being created. Okay, so it hasn't even put a title yet, but it'll go through the lyrics that have been written, and then it'll come up with what it thinks is the most logical title. So it decided it was going to go with I Love You So Much, which is fine. I think that was one line in the song. That's so funny. Okay. Now, let's say you wanted to extend this. It looks like we already have one rendition here, so we can listen to it. Let's play it.
I love you so much. I love you beyond this magical moment. I love holding you in my arms so many times. You and I don't show our love for each other. We should never wait without a cause. The silent play of unseen laws. No rhyme to find within our flaws. Just quiet hurt that never falls. The agony is needless. It casts on us its shadows. Let your heart awaken with waves of unconditional love. I love you, I love you, I love you. Beyond words could ever explain. Sometimes love is insane. The universe is directing and protecting you. The agony laughing awake of the beauty unfolding around you. The best part of this human experience is being a kind soul. This is such a rare treasure. So hold tight to authentic souls who shine light and heartfelt gratitude. Shine light and heartfelt gratitude.
Okay. So that one had a somewhat abrupt ending. We'll try the second one, and I guarantee you the ending will be better. And I find with every generation, it gives it a little more time to process. And sometimes you will like the outcome more, other times you won't. The other thing is, too, if you like the generation of something and you like the way that it sounds, build from it. Because you being able to duplicate that again through a random generator, it could take you 1,000 times to be close again. So here we go. This is the second.
I love you so much. I love you beyond this magical moment. I love holding you in my arms. So many times you and I don't show our love for each other. We bear the weight without a cause. The silent play of unseen laws. No rhyme to find within our flaws. Just quiet hurt that never falls. Agony is meaningless. It casts on us its shadows. Get your heart awakened with waves of unconditional love. I love you. I love you. I love you. Beyond words could ever explain. Sometimes love is insane. The universe is directing and protecting you. The agony of not being awake, but the beauty unfolding around you. The best part of this human experience is being our kind souls. This is such a rare treasure, so hold tight to authentic souls who shine light and heartfelt gratitude.
Okay, another abrupt ending, but that was a home run. That's exactly what I wanted. That's the sound I wanted, which is great. So now what you do is you hit extend, but I'm only going to hit extend on the second track. The first one sounded a little muddy to me. I didn't like the vocals as much. This one had a really incredible lower register bass. It's good. I can't explain why I like it so much. I just do. It has a real, I'd say, early 80s funk influence, even though it's supposed to. But I think with me putting hip hop in there and, techno funk, it leaned more towards the hip hop. And it wasn't structured in such a manner that it became rap. But if we do it multiple times, it will come up with some form of a rap within it. And I think you can do 4 configurations before it'll stop you, which means pieces that are added on Suno. Okay, so let's extend this together. So if you look on the screen here, if I were you, you see this little button here, it's called Generate Lyrics. Now, it'll take what you've got, but it'll clean it up. So it'll be a little bit different. So watch what it does here. Okay. And then at a spot where you would like it to do an outro, what you need to do, so I'm going to see where it says verse 2. I'm going to go above there. You have to put it in brackets and just put outro. And make sure you put the brackets in there. Okay. And make also sure that you spell it correctly. There you go. That's perfect. Okay. So what it's going to do now, it's going to extend from 129. It'll probably go for about a minute. So which means your completed product will be about 2 minutes to 3 minutes, if you get lucky. If you wanted to extend it from there, just see what your extension sounds like and if it's worth it. The other thing that's weird too is that when you put all the pieces together, it doesn't necessarily end up like that. It's just building blocks or a suggestion for the computer to do it. It will use the lyrics in that configuration, but the music and the vocals and the backtracks may not be. Okay, here you go. We'll extend it together and this should take, for some reason, Suno is working quickly today. I know. That's really quick. It's looks like it's going to generate something within a minute. So we're now if you notice, once we generated the lyrics and fixed it a bit, it just cleaned it up. It's pretty much the same. They're shorter, which I'm noticing, but now the second portion of this is called Unspoken Love, and it also generated different artwork. Now, the artwork that you have there is AI generated, and it's going to be very random. None of them are going to be exactly the same, but they're also going to be insanely similar, if that makes any sense. Okay. So what you have to do now is we'll have a listen. Oh, that was an amazing ending. That was...
I love you, don't need to speak. In this moment, our love is at its peak. Holding you close, feeling so complete. But our love remains in bittersweet. So many times we hide affection, and we will wait without an explanation. Unseen laws guiding our connection, leaving us inside of her. No consolation, no consolation.
Okay, the ending there was good. The only thing they changed, if you noticed, over the second piece on both of them, first piece had female vocals, right, and background tracks. The second one had male, and it wasn't, the tempo of it wasn't as fast. I have to admit, I liked the first one for the ending, but they're both usable. So, what you have to do is you have to, when you're ready to make a full track, you hit the three buttons and you press where it says here, get the whole song. Now, directly below it, you can get the audio track and you can also get the video. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit these three buttons and I'm going to download the video. And now the video can be put on YouTube, Facebook, I'm trying to think of Instagram, because I think it'll be under 3 minutes. The other great thing too now is if I keep this video, which I'm going to, if you can keep it under 60 minutes, you can put it in its entirety on TikTok. I would suggest though, if you can, if you have main pieces in it that you like, if there's something no more than 20 to 25 minutes, do that. Slice it up and make it three pieces, and then you get the views on three videos instead of one. And who is ever going to watch an hour? Some people will. Like Joe Rogan could make videos that are 4 hours, but he doesn't. He takes the best 2 hours of the 4 hours. Now, I bet you somewhere down the road, you'll be able to see the videos. Probably when he's gone. When he's, finally passed on, some, 20 years from now or whenever his demise is, they'll pull those out of the vault and you'll be able to have the full versions. Or some of his guests, if they are to, transcend. There's just so much content now. It's insane. So just make sure that whatever you're making, that you like it and it represents you well. Like, because there's people that are just looking for clickbait, right? And you can chase that forever and you might get successful a couple times, but you're not building anything. You're not building a brand. And you can say what you want about Joe Rogan, but he's always been himself. And he's gotten a lot of heat, especially the first 2 years that he was on Spotify. So, but that's the thing. They paid him the money, and I think he lost a lot of the freedoms that he had prior. And I wonder sometimes now if he regrets signing himself off and not keeping it himself. There are other, I would say, broadcasters that are in that same realm. Stephen A. He's a person who does sports. He's a sports analyst who works for Disney, and he makes anywhere from 9 to 20 million a year broadcasting football and basketball. So, it depends if you're the best at what you do. Now, some of these older professional athletes that are commentators now, they're paying them anywhere from 10 to 15 million a year, and only for a few games. And Amazon did that this year. So where should we end this with this? All right, maybe we should show one of the end products. Let's do that. Okay, so I downloaded the song that we just made. So which means I'll be able to show it to you. Now it's just a matter of me finding it. Okay, I'll look in my hard drive. And yeah, it's not showing me right away here. All right. Let's see, is it in downloads maybe? I'll have a quick look here. No, I don't see it readily here. Interesting. All right, I'm going to try it again, and maybe I missed a step here. Okay, so You know what I think I did? I made it, but I didn't label it maybe correctly. Let's have a look here. Let's look at oh, here. Okay, here we are. I see what I did. Okay. I forgot to do one step. Here, I'm going to put this will help me too. All right. Now I can find it. Okay. What had happened is I didn't completely save it into my hard drive. And that's why I couldn't find it. So now we'll try again. And that's the thing. Don't get frustrated. Everything's a learning curve. If you can't find things right away, you will later. I also suggest that if you like some of the artwork that's generated, keep it. You can repurpose it later. All right. So what do we have here? Plus, local. And there it is. Okay. We found it. See? You don't first succeed, try again. Okay. So we'll play this, and that should be the show. And that kind of showed you on Suno the process of making a song when you already have the lyrics, right? So it's going to take you, I'd say 20 minutes to an hour if you put a lot of effort into something to make a tune. But it's something you can play forever and people can listen to it forever. Here you go.
I love you so much. I love you beyond this magical moment. I love holding you in my arms. So many times you and I don't show our love for each other. We bear the weight without a cause. The silent play of unseen laws. No rhyme to find within our flaws. Just quiet hurt that never thaws. The enemy is meaningless. You cast on us in shadows. Get your heart awakened. Waves of unconditional love. I love you. Sometimes love is insane. The universe is directing and protecting you. The agony of not being awake, but the beauty unfolding around you. The best part of this human experience is being our kind souls. This is such a rare treasure, so hold tight to authentic souls who shine light and heart the brighter to you.
What a great ending. That was good. We got lucky there. That doesn't always happen. The vocals weren't muddy. They could have been better. The track itself was a 9. That's amazing. That's one of the better ones I think that's ever been generated that way. The ending was good. I think they've been working on that because they've had a lot of probably complaints. Hi, Jackie. Good morning to you as well. Sometime this week, and Jackie, are you available to come up? And we'll do a quick little show and we can talk about what's going on Twitter Spaces. And you can advertise some of your stuff. I noticed that you've been doing videos, little shorts and stuff. Well done. Keep it up. That's the key, is just keep doing it. Doing it and doing it. All right, let's see here. Let's show this. All right. If you want to support the cause here, feel free to buy me a coffee at PayPal.me shoutmgb. It's right there. You got the link. And for those who have in the past and will in the future, I highly appreciate it. The other way you can support the show is by subscribing, liking, and you know what? Sharing. And I appreciate everyone who leaves comments. And the truth is that all helps the algorithm, right? That's all they care about on YouTube is the algorithm, how many people. And it's funny because my audience recently has been mostly growing in parts of the world I know very little about. And I hope to find out more in the future. But Nigeria last week, 32% of my audience was from Nigeria. Why? I don't know. Now, is there a push with YouTube through this format? Maybe. And maybe it's something new. And I'm a new flavor there, so it's equal opportunity for all participants. Hope to see you very soon. Have a great weekend. Also want to wish my mom, who is 81 today, a wonderful birthday. And also want to say hello to my grandson, Dre. Thank you. Have an awesome, supported weekend until we meet again. Let's all choose to be kind to one another.